Welcome to 400 Thunder drag racing at Sydney Dragway. It's the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. We're talking Pro Slammer today, and Mark Allen, after the rain yesterday, the weather looks absolutely perfect.
I'm expecting some quick times here from the Pro Slammer boys as we see the likes of Paul Mouhayet trying to extend his lead in the championship. But the thing that's really impressed me so far this season in Pro Slammer, we've had no competitor able to win 2 events in the class. We've had a different winner at every event so far, and it'll be interesting to see what happens here at Sydney Dragway.
Yeah, it's made for an incredibly competitive Pro Slammer season in the 400 Thunder ranks. As you say, the winners have been changing. Let's have a look at those points. Paul Mouhayet is on top with 355, a very healthy lead over John Zappia. But look at the battle for third. Ben Bray, Steve Ham, Kelvin Lyle and Sam Fennick have crashed themselves out of it, but Emilio Spinozzi, the rookie, he could end up in third. He's down on the pits with Rusty Gregory right now.
Well, Emilio Spinozzi, first full season in Pro Slammer this year. You're almost at the pointy end. Tell us, what are your thoughts on these cars?
Oh, look, these cars are unbelievably hard in terms of tuning, and the actual amount of labour intensive they are is like unbelievable. The amount of work that goes into them is crazy.
You've turned a corner as far as performance goes over the last 2 months or so, bringing on Darren Mayer with your engine program. That's got to give you a lot of confidence coming into the last 2 rounds of the season.
Yeah, look, it's awesome. We're still nutting out some stuff. We've still got a few problems in the clutch can. But yeah, look, the engines are awesome. We just need to bring it all together, and hopefully we can get that in the next couple of runs or so. But yeah, we are doing well in the points, and we've been lucky enough through the season. But yeah, we're just still testing.
Strong contingent from Hitachi out here supporting you today. That's also got to give you a nice little boost when you're rolling into stage up there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look, Hitachi have been with us for 6 or 7 years now, and they supported us in pro stock, and they've stepped it up with the door slammer, and those guys have been absolutely awesome.
Well, round 1 of Pro Slammer coming up here at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. It is the 3-round all-run system, so it's all about getting win lights and bonus points for the quicker ETs. That's how you get enough points to end up in the championship final. So these races are going to be trying to get the wins through the rounds, and it's all starting here. Six-time champion Victor Bray in the Gulf Western Oil 57 Chevrolet, and in beside him that man Emilio.
Yeah, Emilio Spinozzi there in a Chevelle backing up here in front of us. And both these drivers are a little bit relatively unknown of what they're going to do this weekend. Victor over in the other lane, he's got a brand new gearbox on board that car. They've gone to a 4-speed this weekend. Traditionally they've been running a 3-speed, so they haven't got the testing laps on it yet, so they're out here pretty much testing at the moment, learning about this new 4-speed. And Emilio, it's a whole brand new combo on board that Chevelle as well. They've got Darren Mayer helping them tune this Pro Slammer, Victor Bray here backing up, so I'm not too sure which way this is going to go, because both guys are learning about their cars here today.
Then you've got the contrast. Emilio Spinozzi is a rookie in his first season of Pro Slammer. Brand new car for the team. Over there on the other side, Victor Bray. He is, the veteran of this category. The oldest car in the field, the oldest head in the field. So, youth and enthusiasm or age and experience? We're going to find out pretty soon.
Victor was pretty quick in testing earlier today for the Pro Slammers. They're in the second quickest pass. So they're getting on top of that new setup pretty quickly. And all the Pro Slammer teams behind them are watching to see how they go. We'll find out in 6 seconds.
Six or less maybe. Victor Bray, 587 at 387 kilometres an hour. Spinozzi, a 621. It faded away to just 292. Let's have a look at the Sunoco replay and see why.
I'm just looking in Spinozzi's lane as we get towards the finish line. It looked like he had a lot of smoke out of the back of that car. That's usually not a good sign for these Pro Slammers. Both of them launched hard. It looked like Spinozzi was actually out in front.
It was a good race to a half track, that is for sure. Then Spinozzi has problems. It's a win for Bray.
It's not often you say Victor Bray is the quiet achiever in Pro Slammer, but it seems to be the case at the moment. He's just going out there slotting runs down here with his daughter-in-law, Sam Bray. Sam, 587, got to be happy with that.
He is going to be over the moon. They all are. He deserves that.
And you know what? You've still got the other team car in the lanes here. Benny's not too far back. What does that mean to Victor after everything he's been through over the last couple of years? Obviously, it's been a struggle with the health battles and everything else. It's just good to be back here.
That just shows that he still wants it. He's good. He's got it.
Victor Bray will always be Victor Bray.
Yeah, we're here alongside Victor Bray, and right at the moment, you've got low ET at a 587.
That's good, isn't it, mate? No, the car's going real well. We made some changes, put some 4-speed B&Js in it. Zap's been telling me for years I should have done it many, many years ago, but we're just working on it now. Both cars have got similar transmissions in them now. Benny changes gears a little bit different to one I do, you know, the way they are. And no, just hope we can keep it up. We picked up a little bit on that run, so we can pick up a little on the other. Just pecking away at it all the time and trying to catch the fast boys.
Well, good luck in round 2.
Well, now we go from a 6-time veteran champion to a first-time defending champion with Paul Mouhayet driving for Moitz and Mack Trucks in this Mustang. Has been the car to beat all season.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of finals, has one event victory so far, and is currently sitting on top of the championship standings. They actually had a bit of a thrash to make this round of racing. There was an earlier test session today for Pro Slammer. They actually hurt the engine. They had to replace the entire engine, and they've only just made it here for round 1. So it'll be interesting to see how they go here on track.
They've got the advantage of having a bye run, an uneven number of cars in the first round. That means that the points leader is allocated that solo pass. He's going to get 20 win points, but he wants to back it up with the maximum 8, because the quickest ET of the round gets 8 points, second quickest 7, etc., right down through 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 to 1 for 8 quickest.
And you'll be sure that they'll be looking for those bonus points right here. As we've watched the Mustang come into stage, guided in by his crew member.
He's got a target of 5.87 seconds to chase. And he's going to end up with a 591. He had to get on and off the throttle by the look of that mark. He's picked up the wheel stand disease.
We'll have to look at the Sunoco replay shortly, but it looked like he had a bit of tyre shake just off the start line. Just watch here from behind the car, launches hard, and then you can see the tyre shake about 15-20 metres out from the start line. He had to pedal the Pro Slammer, and as soon as you start to pedal those cars, you lose a lot of ET, and the time that we see on the board, the 591, only good for the second quickest pass of the session so far.
Well, there's Paul Mouhayet out of the car, not a happy man. Looks like he's not going to even stop for a chat. They're going to get that car back to the pits and get it round ready for the next round of racing.
We can see the AC Delco Monaro on screen for Mark Hinchinwood coming forward.
Ben Bray pretty busy on the steering wheel there, keeping the Gulf Western Oil Corvette straight in his burnout. He's going to be taking on that AC Delco Monaro, which I believe is in its last event. They've got a brand new car ready to debut. And if it's not this one, it'll be finishing its career at the Gulf Western Oil Winter Nationals in Queensland. But man, that has been a car that served them well and won some championships along the way.
That it has, and I'm sure the new car will do the same for him as they look for those 570, 560 elapsed times that we're seeing in Pro Slammer. Benny Bray on screen in that Corvette. The crew, they always look under the car, make sure there's no fluids or anything that potentially could get under those rear slicks. And Mark Hinchinwood, he's been... The thing that's impressed with me, Mark Hinchinwood, this season, in his rookie season, he is not afraid to have a chop at the reaction time on the start line. He's been one of the quickest reacting drivers so far in Pro Slammer this season. Benny Bray should probably be thinking about that, and he'll be looking to make sure he doesn't get any sort of advantage there on the start line.
Yeah, the good thing about Benny, you know that he is reasonably consistent on the lights. Doesn't chase the 000 perfect reaction times, but he wants something that is nice and solid. This should be a good pairing. Would have been a good pairing, but Mark, you put the commentator's curse on Hinchinwood.
He's left the dreaded red cherry on the start line there, left before the green light had been activated. Benny Bray will get the automatic win here and the 20 points that goes along with it, but that 7.70 second pass probably won't pick up many bonus points for him.
The Sunoco replay, you see the red glowing on the tree, but look at Bray, gets out of the groove near the centre line, and he went, I've got a red light against me. If I touch the centre line, I'll lose. So he did the right thing, shut it off and claimed the 20 points, but that's going to hurt him in the bonus point department.
And the bonus points are major when you're talking about getting to that championship final there. Benny Bray also trialling a 4-speed this weekend as well. They've upgraded their transmission from the 3-speed to the 4-speed, just like his dad's car. Sit back and have a ride with Benny Bray here as he gets a win.
Mate, I'm standing here alongside Benny Bray. It was a pretty untidy run, but you do have some points.
Yeah, no, the car left pretty good. The wheel started coming up, I'd say, as the lock-up started coming in. I could feel it driving right, and I see my win light on, so I'm not a big fan of giving races away. Mark had already handed it to me, so, you know, the Fabietti team over there, they're hard to beat. I'll take a win from them anytime I can.
Yeah, well, good luck in the next round.
Yeah, no, thank you. These boys are getting it tough. Even Dad's outrunning me at the moment, so I better pull my finger out.
The onboard camera struggles inside John Zappia's Fuchs Monaro. There's Michelle Davies in the Mustang.
I spoke to the Davies team earlier today, and this weekend they want to just make small improvements, try and improve on their personal best of laps time, which is a 5.92 second pass. So they're just thinking about themselves. They just want to get a little bit quicker, learn a bit more about the car. I tell you what, it's a tough race here against John Zappia in round one.
It certainly is. Michelle coming to grips with this Moit's earth-moving back Mustang. And of course, her opponent, John Zappia, 11-time champion, started the season in dominant form up at Darwin's Nitro up north, but you can tell the pace of the field has stepped up because for the first time in memory, I think, we're seeing John Zappia have mechanical issues because he's really starting to lean on everything he's got.
And that's the thing, like, everyone has stepped up, and the season that John Zappia has had is definitely, we haven't seen that from him before, and he's in the trenches now, so he's got to get out of those trenches and come out swinging if he wants to get this championship back on track.
Gave away a whole shot to Michelle Davies, but she had problems early, and Zap 583, 387. He is swinging for the fences.
Someone had told me before round one of racing that 583 would be low ET. I'd say you're crazy, but these guys are starting to get on top of the tune-ups here. As we look at the Sunoco replay, John Zappia gets out strong, gets a win here. But have a look at Michelle Davies. They got out really strong to the 60-foot, then it overpowered the racetrack and she had to button it off.
Let's ride along with John Zappia inside the HQ. That's a wild ride, Matt Kavanagh.
Yeah, I'm down here with John Zappia, and every point is counting in this championship chase at the moment.
Yeah, no, that's right. The Fuchs Donati Monaro, we had it a bit soft on the clutch then, so there was a lot of clutch dust, but we got it down without shaking, and I revved it right out in second gear, and I felt it lay over, and I got off the throttle, and then I went top gear and carried on, and we got an 83. So it could have been a 79 if we had have driven it properly, but we got the win, and we got low ET of the round, so that's maximum points so far. So we just got to go back to the pits and do a bit more work, and hopefully we can come out, get it back into the 70s or 60s for the next one.
We'll let you get back for round two.
All right, thank you.
Well, the maximum points you can get in round one is 28. John Zappia grabbed them, and look who grabbed second. Victor Bray in the Gulf West North 57. Paul Mouhayet, well, he's got the points, he's got the win. Ben Bray, they're the four that have got first round wins. They're the four in the box seat to go into the finals or fight their way for the final spot later on. We've got more coming up, and it's all after this short break. Welcome back to Sydney Dragway. We are at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. We're heading very shortly into round 2 of Pro Slammer. But while there's a little bit of track preparation work being done, Ben Bray goes to play. It's the Gulf Western Oil Corvette burnout car of his, smoking it up for the fans. Nothing like a little bit of circle work at Sydney Dragway, and it's a good crowd in here for the Nitro Thunder. Well, Ben Bray's always a star, puts it on for the fans. Rusty Gregory, he's got to be breathing plenty of smoke.
Now, Benny, I know you like doing burnouts, you like going around in circles, but you've turned this burnout pad, it feels like almost like a racetrack. It's sticky out here now.
Yeah, with the burnout cars, you try and use the cheapest tyres, obviously, because all you're doing is just wasting money doing donuts. But hey, they work, they make a ton of smoke, and as you can feel, they're real sticky.
Good fun. Now, how's the car going for you in terms of the race car this weekend? This is the fun bit, but the race car's the serious bit.
Race car's going all right, struggling a little bit with the 3-speed deal, trying to get enough drive shaft ratio in low gear. I'll make it work, no drama. Dad's car's hauling, that's all that matters. The boss pays the bills. I just got to win races, so I'm here to win. He's here to go fast.
It's funny you say that because we were talking about it in the commentary a little bit early on. Victor Bray will always be Victor Bray. He wants to win races. He wants to win championships. After everything he's been through over the last couple of years, it's great to see him finally getting back and running the kind of times that we know he can do.
Yeah, it is. It's great to see Dad back where he wants to be. His confidence is shot after all the cancer scares and the drama he's been through. This is what he loves doing. He don't want to give it away. He keeps telling me that his health is going to have to get pretty bad before he can't drive one or he can't pass a medical. And he keeps doing it time and time after again. There's so many guys out there like Gary Phillips and all that just don't even struggle. I guess I'm just not fit because at my age I climb in and out of that car and I think, how the hell do they do it?
Well, Ben Bray tells the story of what his dad's been through. But we have to remember, right at this point in time, Victor Bray is on second highest points.
And he also was almost a PB in that round 1 of racing, ET-wise as well. So they're getting on top of that new setup pretty quickly.
Well, there's Ben Bray. The sun has set as we move into round 2 of Pro Slammer. The Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder at Sydney Dragway.
You would have just noticed that Paul Mouhayet has a different sort of burnout procedure to the likes of Benny Bray. He comes to a complete stop in the burnout. When he starts the actual burnout process, the car is a lot slower moving down track, and the theory behind it is with the rear slicks still spinning at the same speed as what Benny Bray's are, because they're slower moving down track, they're actually laying more rubber per square metre of track on the start line compared to the likes of Benny Bray. So that's why they do their burnout procedure that way.
Then you have someone like John Zappia that rolls through at about 30 kilometres an hour and just nails it because he likes to have fun. All different approaches, that is for sure. Ben Bray had a few problems in that first round. The car launched to the right and he had to get off the throttle. Now he's up against Paul Mouhayet. Mouhayet for Moitz and Mack Trucks, of course, in the Mustang. He is our championship leader. Didn't have a great ET in the first round, so it is absolutely crucial for Mouhayet to try and get a win here and run probably something in the 570s if he's going to have a chance of making the championship final. Ben Bray, well, it's all about win points for him.
Well, Paul Mouhayet actually had to swap motors between round 1 and round 2 of racing, so they're feeling a bit of pressure right now. As they move forward here, we see Benny Bray being brought into stage.
Nothing like Pro Slammers under lights here at Sydney Dragway as these two just edge forward to bring on the lights. What a drag race. Benny Bray, 598. He was right with him, but Paul Mouhayet has responded the way we suggested, a 570. Look at Bray. Oh, man. Oh, only one parachute in the braking area, and that thing was travelling.
Oh, he's a very, very lucky boy, Benny Bray, in that Pro Slammer. Normally, you'd like to see the cars actually go into the gravel trap, straight into it, but He's taken his chances and actually locked it up, and he's lucky that those big rear slicks didn't grip and something else could have happened.
Let's have a look in the Sunoco replay. They were pretty well together at half track, and then it was all Mouhayet with a big top end charge. Ben Bray still using plenty of racetrack, and as the parachutes come out quite late, still no chutes. One comes out, the other doesn't open properly. He's travelling very quick. Conventionally, what you should do is go straight into the sand, and that'll slow you down. But Ben's decided he didn't want to have to do the cleanup.
Well, you think about these pro slammers, they're doing nearly 400 kilometres per hour across the finish line. They weigh 1,225 kilograms. Trying to slow them down, you need both parachutes blossomed.
Nice little handbrake turn at the end.
Need to make it quick then.
Yeah, but have a go at that.
Well, if you can't win, you may as well be spectacular, and Ben Bray has certainly done that with that nice little handbrake turn. Well, Matt Kavanagh down there with a very happy Paul Mouhayet. He's got a 70.
Yeah, we're here with Paul Mouhayet. He's still having a quick chat. It can't always be a great night of racing, but finally you've got the car all the way down the track, 570, so you are good chance of going into the final.
Yeah, hopefully we'll go to the finals. I've been struggling today, but it looks like we sorted it out. Shook again, I had to pedal it, but pull some power out of it, and I'll see someone in the finals.
No worries. Well, thanks, Paul, for your time.
Thank you very much, guys.
Michelle Davey coming forward now. She is on the round 2 Byron, the solo pass. They are trying to come to terms with a whole new setup in this car. Clearly being guided by Paul Mouhayet and the team, and even using the same burnout technique, Mark.
Yeah, that they are. You've seen it come to a complete stop, the same as what Paul Mouhayet does. The short burnout lays down a lot of rubber as they back up there on the tracks that they've just done. So these guys this weekend are trying to get into that 580 zone. They've been really, really aggressive off the start line. The 60 foots have been absolutely stellar at sub 1 second times, which is up there at the upper echelon of Pro Slammer off the start line, but converting it from the start line to the finish line is the issue for these guys at the moment.
Well, by running round 2, I mean, what it gives you the luxury of is you're not worried about anyone else in the other lane. You don't have to worry about a reaction time. It's all about getting the launch RPM right, getting the shift points right, and just maximising the opportunity you've got with the tune-up that your crew chief has programmed into the car. The 20 win points are guaranteed unless you do something really silly. And it just comes down to what elapsed time you can run. Oh, a lot of trouble straight off the start line there for Michelle. She's not going to go far. They're already opening the early exit gate for her. So that'll be a little bit disappointing. But Matt Kavanagh looks like he's grabbed Ben Bray after his second donut show.
Yeah, well, we're down here with Benny Bray. I think you get a new career in drifting, judging by how you pulled that up at the far end of the track.
Yeah, well, I figured I didn't win. I wanted to be on TV, so I thought, stuff it, I'll about do Paul every day of the week. Anyone can drive 570s in the middle. So, you know, at the end of the day, I've done it long enough. That sand trap was coming up fast. I know they've made all the right changes, but I still don't like scratching the Gulf Western Oil's car, so the last option was to turn it around and go in backwards.
Well, we expect to see another handbrake turn in round number 3.
No, next round's going to be a 565, so I can take it home happy.
Well, good luck with that one.
Thank you.
It's good to see Benny's got a sense of humour about what happened just there. As we look at the Sunoco replay of Michelle Davies' car, it looks like they just got a little bit too aggressive in the setup there. It started to spin the tyres about 10 metres out. As you watch your front on, you see it launch, and then the tyres come up, had to back off, and they get to come out round 3 and play again.
Here comes Emilio Spinozzi and the Terra Civil Hitachi Chevrolet. Coming in beside him will be Victor Bray. Oh, the high revving sound of that Gulf Western Oil 57 Chevrolet for Bray. He comes into this round with 27 points already in the bank. If he can get a win here, he can challenge. He is in the running to go into that championship final tonight.
How good would that be to see Victor Bray in a final for Pro Slammer after everything they've gone through with the team, and to get Victor back on track? Looking to stop him, though, will be Emilio Spinozzi. These guys have been dipping into the 580 zone now with this brand new setup in testing to lead up to this event. We've seen Victor already go 580 in round 1 of racing. This is going to be a great pairing right here.
The interesting thing here is that Emilio Spinozzi has turned the corner. They've picked up the performance of that car, gone into the 5-second zone, but they haven't won as many races.
You're right.
Early in the season, they weren't as fast, but they were incredibly consistent, and they had a lot of luck running their way, and it's got him in the challenge for 3rd spot in the championship at the moment. But Victor Bray, he is determined to take home more gold Christmas trees, and to do that he needs to get into the final. He needs to win here. If he can run, well, if he could run something in the 570s, he will give himself a huge chance.
Oh, red light for Spinozzi. It's going to hand the win to Victor Bray, but he didn't leave the start line, Rob.
And you've got to wonder, did he know there was a problem already? Because he didn't attempt to leave the start line.
Yeah, that was a
Did he pick up something in the burnout and just decide, well, I'll hope for the best, and guess what?
It was a bit strange all around, because Spinozzi took a long time to get into stage as well, and he dragged through the beams for a red light, but Victor just didn't go anywhere.
Well, the Sunoco replay tells the story as Spinozzi leaves too soon and Victor Bray leaves too slow, but he'll get 20 win points, but no chance of going to the final unless, let me think about this, John Zappia has to win. If John Zappia loses, Victor Bray would still have 2.
Well, Rob, we're a little bit off there because Victor Bray's still getting pushed down here, unfortunately, so we'll get him. But Emilio Spinozzi's come down. You've had some incredible improvements in the car. You didn't get the win this round, but the car has come in leaps and bounds since the last round of racing that we've had.
Look, it has, and we've had a tough weekend. On the last pass, we hurt the engine pretty hard, so we did an engine swap. I've got to commend our boys. Like they've done an unbelievable job putting a new engine in. I had an issue on the start line just then. It drove through the clutch on the 2-step, so that's what caused it to red light. So yeah, we'll just keep going. We'll come back for another one. That's, I guess, the beauty of the 3-round format. We get to go and have another go at it. So yeah, we'll get this Terra Civil Hitachi Chevelle out back on the 3rd round and see what it does.
This is John Zappia. This is a high-speed burnout. Make that a pair of high-speed burnouts, as Mark Hinwood decides that if Zappia can do it quick, so can he.
I look at this race right now, and I'm looking at John Zappia to the left of the screen, and I'm thinking, in the test pass this morning, he had to pedal and didn't get down full pass. Round 1, he had to pedal, didn't do a full pass. How many times have you seen John Zappia do that 3 times in a row? It just doesn't happen. I'd be scared to be Mark Hinwood at the moment, because I think Zappia, you just don't see that happen too often, 3 passes in a row. It's going to be a really tough race here for Hinwood.
Well, if it's going to happen, it'll happen this season, because it has been a very unusual season for John Zappia. Look at this Holden Trade Club AC Delco Monaro, absolutely resplendent under the lights. Zappia moving forward for Fuchs Lubricants and Denani Hot Shots. The scenario for the final is, if John Zappia wins the race, he goes into the final beside Paul Mouhayet. If not, it would be Victor Bray versus Paul Mouhayet.
And the other thing around this race is Mark Hinwood went red in the first round of racing. How does that play on his mind here in round 2? Sometimes drivers can hesitate after that sort of thing happens.
Red for Hinwood, win for Zappia, 574 for Zappia, 403. It's going to be a Zappia Mouhayet final.
Nothing like a climax, guys. I love it when the 1 and 2 in points go into the final round. Paul Mouhayet's got lane choice over you guys, Richard Zappia, but mate, 574 in these conditions, that's a good run.
Yeah, no, it was a good run. We've struggled all weekend. We needed some runs yesterday, which no one got. Yeah, we're pretty happy with that after where we started from this morning.
It's a real rivalry that's been building over the last couple of years between you guys and the Mouhayet team. There's a lot of respect there, but there's a lot of rivalry. You guys want to beat them just as bad as they want to beat you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, you don't go into racing to be, you know, just part of the field. You want to keep your number 1 and 2 spot as much as possible, and they're a great team, a great bunch of guys. They work really hard and testing all the time, and, you know, we try and do the same and go with them.
Yeah, it is going to be a crazy final. John Zappia, you have got yourself around when you've gone 574, just behind Paul Mouhayet.
Yeah, it rattled on that one, so we had to pedal it a bit, but still got a good time, and it's got us into the final, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, the championship chase is still alive.
Yeah, it's still going to be tough, but yeah, it's going to be a tough run in the final for sure, especially under these cold conditions.
Yeah, well, good luck in the final.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at the points now. John Zappia, 55 points, moves to the top of today's table. Paul Mouhayet on 54. Victor Bray on 50. Ben Bray on 34. They're our top 4. But all the attention is that Zappia-Mouhayet final. At this stage, Zach's only gained 1 point on Mouhayet. He's going to need a big win in the final. We're going to have all of the round 3 action and that race between Mouhayet and Zappia straight after this break. You're watching 400 Thunder drag racing from Sydney Dragway. It's a Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder. This is round 3 of Pro Slammer. No, that's not a pit crew member. That's just one of our interested spectators.
I hope you paid to get in, just get that view down the bottom end. As we move here into round 3 of Pro Slammer, Emilio Spinozzi.
Oh. He really had that throttle nailed in the burnout. Here comes Michelle Davies. Shorter, sharper, a lot more of the wheel spin happening behind the start line where she'll be looking for that traction. Emilio Spinozzi and Michelle Davies, it's fair to say, have not had the evenings they would have hoped for.
So I think both these teams here will be looking for a good, strong, clean passes from start line to finish line. Probably not really too much focus on the ET, but getting the cars down this sort of cold track this evening, getting some data, because obviously the Gulf Western All Winter Nationals coming up in a month's time. That's a cold track at Willowbank Raceway in that cold, cold air.
There's Gareth Davies about to guide his wife into the pre-stage area. That's when the front wheels hit the pre-stage beam, the white light on top of the Christmas tree will come on. That lets the racers know, the drivers know, that they are just around about that sort of 15 centimetres, 20 centimetres short of the start line itself. Has cooled off a lot here. Few of the crowd have gone for shelter because it is cold in Sydney. Is that going to affect their tune-ups? Is it going to affect the times? Michelle Davies goes red on a way to a 6:57, but Emilio Spinozzi has a fairly leisurely cruise down there in 7 seconds.
Look at the Sunoco replay here. Michelle Davies red led, but she got out with a .958 60-foot time. So the first timing cone that down track's about 20 metres down, .958. That is absolutely stout. Once they get their car all the way to the finish line, I'm sure they're going to be looking at some personal bests.
Look at Gareth. He's not worried about the red light. He just wants an ET slip. But it's Spinozzi with the win again.
Emilio Spinozzi, you've been trying everything to get this car down the track here tonight, but you've got yourself a round 3 win, but you just can't quite get it to hook up at the moment.
No, look, that run there, we sort of said, let's get it to A to B, have some fun. We did a nice long burnout, and we still didn't achieve an A to B run. The boys have been working absolutely their butts off all weekend. I mean, you know, it's been crazy. It's just, look, we're happy with the progress we've been making over the last month. This weekend, we didn't pull it off, you know. Yeah.
Sometimes you have weekends like that, but you know you can turn that around. And Winter Nationals is only 5 weeks away.
No, yeah, that's right. We've got a lot of work to do before the Winter Nationals. So we'll go back and regroup, and then head up to the Winter Nationals, and we'll do some testing beforehand, and then just we'll go again. Yeah.
Yeah, can't wait to see what you can do with this car.
Yeah, look, we're looking forward to getting up the Winter Nationals and get this Terra Silver Hitachi Chevelle back on track and see if we can go run a 70.
No worries. Thanks for your time.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Mark Hinchelwood at the AC Delco Monaro. Another long, smoky burnout from him. Looks like he is on the round 3 bye run, so he's going to grab the 20 points that are available. But like Spinozzi, I'm sure that this team will be looking for momentum to carry forward into that Gulf West Nor Winter Nationals up at Willowbank Raceway on June 6 to 9, because Mark, that's an eliminator race. We are expecting probably as many as 16 pro slammers up there, and only the top 8 in qualifying go through to the elimination finals on Sunday. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on all these teams.
Exactly. The team here for Mark Hinchelwood this weekend, they were really focused on the suspension setup, the chassis setup on this car, because it's been having a tendency lately to launch either towards the centre line or towards the wall, which you clearly don't want happening. So they're trying to get the car to launch straight and hard, and hopefully get some quicker laps times out of this Monaro.
So this bye run in round 3, it's got to be a bit of a heaven-sent opportunity for them to test it.
Yeah, and the other thing also is that 2 red lights so far today. We put a little bit of a curse on him, talking about how good his reaction times have been. I'm sure he'll want a green light here this time around to take a bit of confidence as a driver into the Gulf Western Oil Winter Nationals.
The Fabietti Motorsport Monaro running for AC Delco and Holden Trade Club. And it runs 584, 385. I think that's what they've been looking for. Oh, Morris Fabietti has to have a smile on his face now.
Absolutely, straight as an arrow, right down the centre of the lane. That's what you want, Morris Fabietti, car owner for Mark Hinchelwood.
Only took 6 runs.
Mate, it's been one of those weekends for you, hasn't it? It's been up, down, literally left and right, but you finally got on top of it, and hopefully you're going to send this car out the right way at the Winters.
Yeah, look, we put a new clutch in and it's been super aggressive, and we've just been calming it and putting weight on the front to try and stop it wheel stand, and we finally got it right.
Finally got it right. Chalk one up to the tune of that time around, mate.
That's it. At least we got it good for the winners.
That's it.
Yeah, mate, it's great to be here with Mark Hinchelwood. I guess he's an excitable guy. He loves racing. You know, you got 584. You're going to be pretty happy with that in round 3.
Well, I think it's about 7 passes, and we actually haven't been able to get the AC Delco Pro Slam Monaro down the track, so that's a really good monkey to get off our back. 584, we're pretty happy with that. Obviously, Winter Nationals leading up, we really wanted to get one down, so we're happy with that.
Yeah, that's got to give you some great data going into Winters for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, look, we're pretty pleased. We've been doing a lot of stuff with obviously a new car. We've got a brand new AC Delco Pro Slam Monaro, which is going to be debuted after the Winter Nationals. So we're really excited about that car. Another whole new experience again, so yeah. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out and checking us out too.
No worries, we'll see you next round.
Thanks, Matty. Thanks.
Yeah, time.
That was live.
The camera's still rolling.
Nothing like having a supportive team owner there for Mark Hinchelwood. I think Fab just giving him a bit of a poke in the ribs there about that one. Well, look at this round 3 matchup, Mark. It is Bray versus Bray.
I'm just looking out the driver's window there. You can see the 57 Chevy of Victor Bray on the other side of the racetrack. We're on board with Benny Bray. Let's watch them go through their burnout procedure.
Benny just waited to see where his father was going to stop the burnout and drove 3-4 car lengths past just to say, hey, Dad, yep, I'm going longer.
Well, we've heard from Benny in the past, the person he likes to beat the most is his dad. So whether it's in the burnout, at the finish line or whatnot, he wants to win all the battles beside him.
Well, you've got to say, I mean, Victor's come in here as the hot favourite. He's got 2 wins from 2 starts. We don't know what went on in that round 2, though. He had a problem on the start line. The car never went down the racetrack, so we hope they've got that fixed, because really keen to see a great father and son confrontation here in round 3 of Pro Slammer at the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder.
Yeah, I spoke to the team for Bray, and they think they had a bit of a solenoid issue just releasing the car for transfer brake to launch. So hopefully they've got it sorted here in round 3 so they can give Benny a run for his money. But Victor has been very consistent running in the 580 zone, knocking on the door of PB for the team as well with this new setup. But we heard from Benny in round 2 after putting the Corvette around, doing a little bit of circle work down the bottom end. He thinks he can run a 560. He wants to run a 560 in this car.
Well, Ben Bray is never lacking in confidence. There's no question about that. Here he is inside the office. A lot of changes for the Team Bray cars on both sides regarding transmission setups, etc. Victor's still got the same issue. The car wouldn't leave the start line, and Ben Bray had some reasonable numbers early, but man, he was just cruising it on down there.
Yeah, we'll have to look at the Sunoco replay, but Benny got out strong, 0.965 to the 60 foot. Let's have a look here on the Sunoco replay. Gets out strong, and then the dreaded tyre shake, and you could see the vibrations inside that car. He had to back off, and well, he rolls through for a win.
Well, a 0.95 out to that first timing block. I mean, they're reaching 150, 160 kilometres an hour in that distance.
They are. You can see the wheels up on Benny there in the replay. Then the shake came in, and then he had to button it off, but it was very, very strong. You're talking about 4 Gs on the hit there, on the acceleration, on the body for Benny Bray. And you're right, doing like over 150 odd kilometres an hour in just over 1 second.
Well, you got to feel for Victor Bray after the joy of his first round win. It's all gone the way of his son in this final, and I'm sure that well, Ben will be happy with the points.
Ben Bray, it was a bit of a messy run, but you get yourself a win around 1, and it's a bit of a notch up against the old man, isn't it?
No, I think we stopped counting at about 20 meetups. But hey, yeah, a win's a win in any race you get to on the start line here in the Pro Slammer categories. Every time you leave the start line, if you can finish first, you're doing pretty good.
And how's the data going now? You put the 4-speed in there.
I'd like Dad's data over mine. I think I'm chasing electrical gremlin. I'm not 100% sure. The car does some weird stuff. It's the 4-speed side of it's all working perfect. I just hadn't had a clean run to work it out yet.
No worries. We'll see you up at the Winters.
Okay, see you there.
We have to say over the years that the Bray family have had an incredibly strong series of performances at the Winter Nationals, and they'll be looking for that. But what we're looking for is an amazing championship final to see who's going to go to that final round with how many points lead. John Zappia. His trademark smoky burnout. And now we have Paul Mouhayet. Music to the fans' ears. John Zappia from Western Australia, of course, for Fuchs Lubricants, Denani Hot Shots, and the New South Welshman on screen is Paul Mouhayet, running for Komatsu, Mack Trucks, and of course, Moitz.
I can tell you, Rob, after that second round race, John Zappia, the engine ran a little bit lean. They actually heard a piston. They had to replace a piston in this car. They didn't even have enough time to warm it up. They had to thrash it back together. They've brought it back around to the staging lanes here. The car fired, so that's a straight up bonus right there. It'll be interesting to see what happens now for this team with such a thrash between rounds.
I got to say, I think it'll be warm after the length of his burnout. That would have got some heat into the engine and clutch and transmission and everything where it needs, and in particular, he'll have a set of nice, hot, stickier, Hoosier tyres hanging down the back of, well, both of these cars. Championship leader is Mouhayet. The challenger this time is John Zappia. That sounds weird. 11 times champ is John Zappia, but he is challenging to try and win another one. Revs build, into stage they go. Zappia keeps it clear in the quarter mile, then gets out of shape in the braking area. Mouhayet, he got wheels up in the quarter mile and was tidy in the braking area, but the win goes to John Zappia.
Oh, low ET of the event as well in the final for John Zappia. How good is that? Both these drivers wanted this race so bad. You've seen Paul Mouhayet on the Sunoco replay here. That thing was wheel standing. He wanted the win. It was going up towards the wall, but John Zappia, he did not want to get off that throttle across the center line after the finish line, which is okay, into Mouhayet's lane. He gets the win.
Looking at that replay, it is lucky the wheelie bars are on Mouhayet's car, because I think it would have backflipped at half track. It was trying so hard. Well, that makes things nice and live, heading for the Winter Nationals, Rusty.
Guys, that was probably one of the wildest races I've seen where both cars stayed shiny. Paul Mouhayet front end this high in the air. John Zappia over the centre line in the braking area. It doesn't matter, still gets a win. Richard Zappia, you're a happy man.
Yeah, very happy. We've got here with seconds to spare. We hurt a piston in the last run, had to take the head off, fix it all, and to have a thrash and get here and to run a 65 like that was brilliant. Yeah, it was.
With you guys, there's no backward steps between the Zappia team and the Mouhayet team. You guys out there, it's absolute foot to the floor the whole way down. You saw what happened to Paul Mouhayet over in the other lane. He just about flipped that thing over trying to beat you.
Yeah, we saw that. It was like a bunking Bronco trying to get down the left lane, and John got a good start, and the car went like on rails except for the bottom end. It looked as if it bounced around a bit, but yeah, glad to get the win, and I'd like to thank our sponsors are here supporting us, Parry from Muscle Car Warehouse and Fuchs and Janani Hot Shots, and they make it all possible.
Well, it's on rails, but it hit the switch at the finish line. We're going down to bat at the top end of the racetrack.
Yeah, we're here with an excited John Zappia, mate. That was an incredible race alongside Paul. You had to drive around him, but you got yourself a gold Christmas tree.
Oh, thanks very much. Oh, man, the Fuchs Striker Monaro, the Fuchs Janani Hot Shots Monaro, Striker, Muscle Car Warehouse, Crow Cams, Carrillo, Motec, Taylor Tyres, Hoosier Racing, Appealing Signs, Bravo Resources. All these people have helped us get here. Southside Engine Centre, AA Engineering. Everybody's just done so much work the last 2 weeks. Fantastic to do a 565, 254. Woo!
It was a strong win for John Zappia, and it closes up that gap at the top. Just 69 points in it now, heading to the Gulf Western Oil Winter Nationals, the final round of the 400 Thunder Pro Slammer Championship year. 69 points. There are 118 points available at the Winter Nationals. If you win, top qualify, get low ET and speed. It is the biggest event of the year, the Winter Nationals. Top Fuel, Pro Alcohol, Pro Slammer, Pro Stock, Top Bike, Pro Stock Bike, and about 400 sportsman entries on top of that. Huge event. Get yourself out to Willowbank Raceway, June 6 to 9. Unbelievable finals all the way through in Pro Slammer here in Sydney. And we're not finished with the Gulf Western Oil Nitro Thunder yet. We've got more great action coming your way with 400 Thunder drag racing. Next time, we'll have all of the fun and games in Pro Alcohol.